Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn GCSE simultaneous linear equations. But before that, it's very important to know what are simultaneous equations. So as you can clearly see written here, simultaneous equations are two or more equations that are solved at the same time to find the values of variables that satisfy both the equations together. That means you will see 2 or 3. In your syllabus, it's 2. But generally, the simultaneous equations can be 3, can be 4. These are the set of equations and they share the same values of x and y. Or how many variables are there? They share the same values of those variables. Let me see this one. So that means in this equation, the value of x is actually 4 and y is 3. So in first equation, when I put x equals 4 and y equals 3, I get 4 plus 3 is 7, which means clearly this equation is satisfied. This equation has this answer. For the second equation, x minus 1, let me put the same value. X is 4 and y as 3. 4 minus 3 will give me 1. That means these two equations are sharing the same value of x and y. They both have the same x4 and y3. That's called simultaneous equations. Well, simultaneous equations are of two types: linear simultaneous equations and non-linear simultaneous equations. Linear simultaneous equations and non-linear, they both are the part of higher tier, whereas linear simultaneous equations are the part of foundation only. The foundation, those who are doing foundation, they need not to worry about the non-linear simultaneous equations. Well, there are several ways of solving these simultaneous equations. Basically, there is substitution method, there is elimination method, there is a graphical method, and so on. But in your syllabus, I'm talking about linear simultaneous equations, not for higher tier, because higher tier has to learn substitution method as well. Even for foundation, if you're learning substitution method, it's perfectly fine. But in most of the schools, they actually prefer elimination method. So that's why in this section, we are doing only the elimination method. And also the graphical interpretation. So we are going to solve the linear simultaneous equation by two methods here: elimination and graphical. And when we'll be doing non-linear, there you have to specifically use substitution method. You can't apply elimination method there. So let me see what exactly elimination method. As the name suggests, eliminating, we are eliminating one variable entirely so that at the end we will be having only one variable and that will give me the answer. Say for example, see this question, which is 2x plus 3y equals 8 and x minus y equals minus 1. This equation, let me just zoom it, this one. You have to solve this one. Some equations are pretty easy, so just by hit and trial you can find the answer, but it's not possible for all the equations, so you have to use specific methods. And we are doing elimination here. We have to eliminate one variable, and in order to eliminate one variable, we have to make the coefficient of that variable same. Coefficient, this is the most common question I usually hear from the student. They ask me, what is a coefficient? Coefficient means the number written with the variable. In this equation, 2 is written with x, so 2 is the coefficient. 3 is written with y, so 3 is the coefficient. Now, we have to make x the same. You can pick any variable, but I'm picking x. So the coefficient of x is 2 in first equation, and in second it's just 1, and we have to see how can I make them same. By taking LCM. If you will find the LCM, it would be much more easier. So I can make this same by multiplying it with 2. Ultimately, I want their coefficient to be same. So LCM is the most easiest way of doing so. So if I multiply this with 2, I can make these two same. And that's why I have to multiply this with 2. But maths won't allow me to do such thing. If I'm doing anything with one variable, I have to do it with every term. That means I need to multiply this with 2 as well and this with 2 as well. So now my new equation will be, the above one will remain as it is and the below one will become 2x minus 2y is equals to minus 2. Now, as I told you, after making the coefficients same, we have to eliminate them entirely, and for that we just have to subtract them. One more thing, it's not necessary that we have to subtract it, even we can add it also in order to eliminate. Say for example, if it would be minus x here. If there was minus x, so on multiplying it with 2, this will become minus 2. You have made the coefficient same, but their sign is just opposite. So if I want to make them same, I have to add in this case. This is the, you can say, a confusion. I'm not saying for every student, but like I have seen that some of the students still they find it very difficult to understand like when to add, when to subtract. As I am again repeating, as the name suggests, is elimination method. You have to eliminate it, and how you will eliminate? By making it 0. How will you make 0? When there is one number positive and one number negative. If it would be a negative x, already both numbers are of opposite sign, so I'll have to add them up. That will make 2x minus 2x 0. But here it's positive. And if it's positive, so I have to subtract. If I'm subtracting, the sign will change. This will become negative. Obviously, this will become positive. Simple. If I'm writing 3y minus 2y, so obviously this will become positive. If it's difficult to understand, just think whenever you're subtracting, the sign of the bottom terms will change. And this will become positive. So 2x minus 2x is 0, 3 plus 2y is 5y, and 8 plus 2 is 10. From here, I'll get y is equals to 10 over 5, which is 2. We have already calculated the value of y. Now we have to substitute this value of y in either of the equation. There is no necessity for, because I already explained you, simultaneous equations are those equations that share the same values of x and y. So it doesn't matter in which equation will you substitute this value, you'll get the same value of x. So let me substitute here because it seems to be much more simpler equation. So this will become x minus 2 equals minus 1. And on moving it on to the right hand side, x will be 1. So the final solution of this equation will be x is equals to 1 and y is equals to 2. This is how you can use elimination method to solve these equations. Now let me take this example. This is 2x minus 3y equals negative 11 and x plus y is equals to 2. We have to pick any of the coefficient, any of the variable to make the same. For this, so let me make the coefficient of x same, and for that I need to multiply it with 2. So multiplying this with 2, this with 2 and this with 2. In this way I can easily make their coefficients same. So my new equation will be 2x minus 3y equals negative 11 and 2x plus 2y is equals to 4. So subtracting, as I told you, on subtracting you have to change the sign of all the bottom terms. This will become 0, this will become minus 5y, and this will become minus 15, and y is minus 15 over minus 5 is 3. Now in either of the equation you can substitute this value. Let me substitute it here. So 2 times x minus 3 times 3 is minus 9 equals minus 11. Moving 9 onto the right hand side, it will change its sign. Will become 2x is equals to minus 11 plus 9. 2x is equals to minus 2 and x is equals to minus 1. And this is the answer for this equation. This one is specifically for higher tier. Even if for y, for x, if you see this one, we cannot get the answer if I multiply only one equation with an integer. That means Take the example of x. I told you if you want to make the coefficient same, the best way is to find the LCM. If I'll find the LCM of 3 and 2, it's 6. So how can I make 2, 3? That's difficult. Oh, in that case, you have to multiply with a fraction. So that's why I always suggest you to go for LCM. That would be a better method. So in this case, if I want to make 2, 6, because the LCM is 6, you have to multiply this with 3. And if you're multiplying this with, so multiply this with 3 and this with 3. Now, you have made the 6, but this remained 3. So we have to make this 6 as well. And how can I make it if I multiply this with 2, this with 2 and this with 2? So in previous question, you can see we multiplied only the bottom equation, but this is not a necessary thing. It's not mandatory. You can multiply both the equations as well, just like how we did it here. So my final equation will become 6x plus 10y is equals to 26. And the bottom one will become 6x minus 9y is equals to minus 12. Now I can subtract it. Subtract, positive, positive. On subtracting, sign will change. 6x minus 6x will become 0. This will become 19y and this will become 38. So y is 2. Now same process, substitute this value of y in either of the equation to get the answer. Let me substitute in the second equation, which is 2x minus 3y equals minus 4. 2x minus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 4. And 2x is equals to, move it on to the right hand side. It will change its sign. Don't forget to change the sign. These are some minor mistakes, but don't miss out because that can change your whole answer. Minus 4 plus 6 is 2 and x is 1. So hence we have found the answer, which is y equals 2 and x equals 1. So this was about the elimination method. Now let me see the graphical method. The graphical interpretation says when we plot the simultaneous equation on the graph. So you have already studied the linear equations. You have been doing like since your AS6. So it's very easy that linear equations, when you plot it on the graph, will give you straight lines. So these two simultaneous equations that we are solving, if we plot them on the graph, we'll get two straight lines. Now you might be thinking why we are doing so. This is another way of finding the answer. After plotting the straight line, we have to see where they are intersecting. Simultaneous equations are those equations that share the same value of x and y, and both the lines will share the same values of x and y only where they will overlap each other, where they intersect each other. That point is the only common point of both the lines, and hence when we plot it and find the intersecting point, we'll be able to solve this by graphical method. So see this equation, which is x plus y equals 7 and x minus y equals 1. I assume you all know how to plot this, but still I'm showing you how you can plot this by table method. I have one more method which is way more simpler, but when we will be doing that particular chapter, I'll explain that one. Here I'm just showing you the same common method that you are following so far, which is a table method. So x plus y equals 7. So your table method says you have to draw a table like this, and for straight line 3 points are more than enough, 3 or 4, to be honest 3, but if you want you can use 4. So because it's x plus y is equals to 7, you can take two negative values, two positive values. So let me take minus 1, 0, 1, 2. It's on you. When I substitute x equals negative 1, let me make y the subject. This will become 7 minus x. So when I'll substitute x equals negative 1, y will become 8. Why? Because 7 minus 1 will give me 7 plus 1, 8. So this will become 8. In the same equation, when I'll substitute x equals 0, y will be 7. When I substitute x equals 1, it's 6. And when I substitute x equals 2, it's 5. Now plot these points. -1, 8 would be here. 0, 7 would be here. 1, 6 would be here. And 2, 5 would be here. And when you join them together, you will get this line, which is already there. I have already drawn this with a pink one. That's x plus y equals 7. This is called table method, and this is the most common method that we use to plot any type of graph. For the second equation, which is x minus y is equals to 1. So x minus y is equals to 1. Or let me make y the subject, will become 1 minus x if I'll rearrange it. So it will give me y equals x minus 1. So now doing the same, I'm taking same -1, 0, 1, 2. But the value of y will change obviously. So y is x minus 1. So x minus 1. So -1 minus 1 is -2. Substitute x equals 0. Y is -1. Substitute x equals 1. This will be 0. Substitute x equals 2. This will be 1. -1 is x minus 1 and 2 is y is -2. So it would be here. 0 and -1 here. 1 and 0 here. 2 and 1 would be here. And if I'll join all this and stretch it, I'll get a straight line which is in green color I have already drawn. And they are intersecting at this point, which is 4, 3. So x equals 4, you can clearly see x is 4 and y is 3. So x is 4 and y is 3. So just by looking at the intersecting point, we can easily find the answer for this one. So that's it for today. This part is mainly for the foundation tier and high tier both. But in simultaneous equation, the second part is only for higher tier. So that we will be doing in the next class. But before that, we will be doing the worksheet on simultaneous equations. If you have any comment or any doubt, just comment down in our comment section. Okay, so that's it for today. Bye everyone. Take care.